Alright guys, I just tried to record this video and it didn't work because I recorded it, but it didn't catch the audio. So this time I made sure it was catching the audio. You guys can have this video. Alright, so episode 6, King of Spooks. Now, we are going to be talking about Phantom Shadows versus the Creeper. Now, if you've never seen this series before, the King of Spooks is where I take the 8 most popular monsters from any series of Scooby-Doo, and I put them up into a tournament bracket to see who wins as the King of the Spooks, King of the series, King of the season, basically. And then I also do fan frights, so if there's some monsters that you do not see in the tournament that you think should be put up against each other, let me know. We just did our first episode, which was the Caveman versus the Mummy Ivanka, and soon we will be doing a video where it is actually behind the screen right here, the witch and the zombie versus the gypsy, Frankenstein, werewolf, and vampire. So that'll be our second episode. But let's get into this first episode, the Creeper versus the Phantom Shadows, to see who wins. So the first factor is our fear factor. Now, the Creeper has a deep moaning creeper, sounds of his name, his hunchback, the slow, relentless walk, the chase. It's very, very, very iconic. You can ask anybody who has ever seen any of the old Scooby-Doo if they remember who that monster is. More than likely, they'll remember it. The Phantom Shadows, however, they are very, very eerie. I know their setting gives them a bonus when it comes to how eerie they are. I have to say, though, in the first factor for fear, it has to go to the Phantom That was a tongue twister. It has to go to the Phantom Shadows. They're just way more creepier and way more iconic. I love the rattling of their chains. I've actually talked about both of them in their episodes before. Go check those out. It's the Phantom Shadows versus the Ghost Clown, and then the Creeper versus Minor 49er. It should be episode 3 and episode 4 of the King of Spooks tournament. So yeah, go check those out. Now, number 2, design and style. The Creeper, he has a way more simple design. It's green skin, leather, powder jacket, not leather jacket, glowing eyes. He is really, really recognizable. However, Phantom Shadows, they have been used a ton more. With the green light, they have also, the first time we see them, they are technically a shadow, which is really, really cool. And they are the most cinematic Scooby Ghost ever. They are the most used, so that kind of leans into, well, a couple other things. So design and style, I have to give it to the Phantom Shadows. Now, number 3, impact and legacy. Creeper wins this, no contest, hands down. He, like I said, in the first factor with fear, is the most iconic Scooby-Doo monster that is not like the others, Black Knight Ghost, Captain Cutler, Spooky Space Kook, all those. And normally if you would think to just put him up against some people, they'd be like, oh, I know who that one is. Creeper. So yeah, he wins that one, no hands down, but I will kind of give a little bit of an argument to the Phantom Shadows. Like I said, with the design and style, they've been used tons of times. And then next season after Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, they had, I believe, the Neapolitan Ghost, which was yellow, pink, and brown, like ice cream. In Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, I believe they had the cybernetic version of it. They had some, in Be Cool Scooby-Doo, they had some other ghosts. They've just used this so much. It is very, very iconic, but still, to me, the Creeper wins. Story strength. The story strength is a solid mystery when it comes to the Creeper, but the cast of the people who we see in the actual episode is so small, who actually are like impactful, kind of really, really, really easy to see who actually the monster is. But when it comes to the Phantom Shadows, it was a lot different. The haunted mansion in the middle of the river or ocean. Well, not river, it wasn't. Very iconic, multiple suspects. It had the awesome basement of like a coal mine, and then underneath of that was a giant Civil War era thing. It was, I can't remember, like supply depot. So cool. So that one has to go to the Phantom Shadows as well. The difficulty to catch, however, the creeper to me was way better. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Phantom Shadows, it wasn't bad. I do like a lot of the scenes, like a lot of the little gags that Scooby and Shaggy do. They're riding on a tandem bicycle. I was gonna call it a tricycle, but no, it's a tandem bicycle. They're riding on one of those with the ghost behind them giggling, and it's so funny. I love it. And then they take them to where they're like in a ball. They're dancing with the ghost, and then they drop them down this chute. So funny. I love it to pieces. But I gotta still say, the difficulty to catch was the creeper. I love the long chase scene, going up in the silo, down. The creeper has straw in his mouth. It's adamant about getting this piece of paper. So yeah, I gotta give it to the creeper as well. So in our final tally of the factors to see who wins today's episode, fear and design and style, those two factors, are gonna go to the Phantom Shadows. The impact and legacy is hands down the creeper. Story strength goes right back to the Phantom Shadows, and then the difficulty to catch, as much as I want to make it a tie, it has to be the creeper. The creeper wins that as well. So to a 3-2 victory, the Phantom Shadows beat the creeper. And they're going to go into our final episode up against Spooky Space Kook in the finale of our King of Spooks tournament, the first tournament. So I hope you guys stick around and watch that. Remember to like the video, comment down below if you think we got this right. Also, if you have any fan fright suggestions you guys would like to make, and then subscribe to the channel to help me out. We are so close to 100 subscribers. I can't wait to get there with you guys. I'm also live streaming on live streaming on Kick and YouTube. So I hope you guys come check that out. I just got Battlefield 6. When Dawn of War 4 for Space Marines come out, I'm going to be playing that. When Zero Company for Star Wars comes out, I'm going to get that as well. So I hope you guys come out and watch those with me and hang out and have fun. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.